Jeanette. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. We are going to answer some questions today. I am excited because I had so many questions on my prelude video. Oh, let me pull it back up. I got my questions right there. I'm trying to see what they are. From my new segment called Life Lately Moments with Bella. So, in that segment, I had asked you to put some questions down below, things that you were curious, not necessarily about yarn. It could be about yarn, it could be about crochet, it could be about crafting in general, it could be about me, anything that you wanted to ask, right? And there were several of you that put comments down and asked some really, really interesting questions, and I am excited to start answering them. So I'm not going to answer them all in one video because some of them are going to be fairly simple to answer. Some of them are going to require some thought. I haven't read all of them in detail because I want some of them to be a surprise. Some of them were very short questions, but some people asked multiple questions, and so I just read part one or question one, and I was like, okay, they asked me a bunch of questions, so I'm just gonna wait. But I did, heart the comments as I saw them. So I'm gonna go with one of the first questions that was put on there, and it is from Knitting Purple, also known as Perp in some of the YouTube streets. And there were three questions that she asked. So the first one is, if you had a craft night / dinner party and could invite anyone, real, fictional, or historical, who would you invite and why? Oh my goodness. So she didn't limit the number of people, which is interesting. And also, she said real, fictional, and historical. So alive, dead, and not real. So if I had to invite anyone, wow. Craft night would be so different than just a dinner party. I mean, if I had a dinner party, I would invite some of my very dear friends that I've known forever because I would know that I would be comfortable with them. I would invite my grandfather, my pop, my bisnonna. If I had to invite like other people, like people that I don't know, I would really love to meet like Harriet Tubman. I think that she would be an interesting person to speak to just about things that she endured and went through. I would like to meet Rosalind Franklin. She was the one who actually discovered the double helix for our genetics. It was attributed to Watson and Crick, but it was later found out that she is the one who discovered it. I have read a lot of books on the history, like women's history, and the things, some of the hidden stories. Of course, all of the there were 3 or 4 scientists that were the hidden figures, the women from NASA. They would be great to have over for a dinner party. I would love to have William Shakespeare. I would love to have Jane Austen. Those are some of my favorite authors that are no longer alive. Chinua Achebe is an author who I would love to sit down with. I read a lot of his work in high school and college. Um, there's another author. His name is I may be saying that incorrectly. Jin, Jin. So HA and then Jin is the last name. Um, I would like to speak to Confucius. I would like to speak to. I am all over the place. This would be a very big dinner party. Edgar Allan Poe. Oh God, I could sit here forever, and in all aspects of my life, I could list people that I would like to meet in person and speak to and talk to. But ideally, like, I mean, all these people, I said I would love to get to know them, but I would like it to be intimate, like a small intimate setting. So I'm like, for me, it would have to be multiple dinner parties because I wouldn't want to just be flitting from this person to that person to like, hey, how are you? Hey, what's going on? Hey, how's been? You know, I would want to have like meaningful conversation and get to know some of the reasons behind the things that they had to go through, like Martin Luther King Jr. And Coretta Scott King, his wife. Um, you know, there would be so many people that I would want to get to understand. The Little Rock Nine would be a great group of people to have over to speak to. I've actually met a couple of them, but only in like an educational, they're a speaker kind of setting. Um, oh God, I should have prepared a list. I should have looked at this beforehand, but I didn't. I'm so sorry. Um, but if it was a craft night, so like switching to the other question, the other part of that question, if it was a craft night, oh my God, I would want to have all of my dearest crafting friends over. So I would love to have Sam and Amanda and Rita and Kay and Rebecca and Sherry and oh, Lynette and Jaxie and Trisha and I know I'm forgetting people. Cindy and Sandy and Nancy and I mean you don't know all these people of course, but like I would love to have all of them. Like let's just have a big group. Lala, Mama Jan, Seta. I mean I've seen the three of them together. Like that would be a giggle fest just in itself. Just to have the three of them sitting in a room. Oh God. I don't even know where to begin. You know, I mean, and we wouldn't have to crochet. We could do things like jewelry making and even Moo with her stitch markers, right? That would be so cool because I don't know how to do that, so she could teach me how to do that. Um, I'm doing the Happy Mail Advent right now with Christina's crocheting and Antoinette hooking and stitching island style. I would love. We're sending each other like kits of things, so like making things, not just crochet, right? But that would be so cool to have them over, and then like we could teach each other different things. And again, it would have to be a series because like I would want to learn one thing and then practice it for like a little bit, and then have another one, and like it would just be. For me, a craft night would have to be people that I'm comfortable like letting my guard down with, right? People that I know that would understand sarcasm and dry humor and wouldn't be afraid to like let a dirty joke fly now and then, right? Because sometimes on camera you have to be super careful. Not all the time, right? But sometimes you do. Like you have to be mindful. And for those people that know me off camera, it is really hard sometimes to rein in my curse words. Not all the time. I mean, I can do pretty good. I mean, I do work at a school for a living, and I can manage not to say a single curse word for 7 hours out loud. Doesn't always happen that way in my brain, but I can. Don't say that out loud. Um. Anyway, if you're gonna have a craft night, people are gonna make mistakes. They're gonna mess up. They're gonna spill something. They're gonna. I mean, it's good. There's gonna be something. Um. So you got to be able to be comfortable with people. So a dinner party versus a craft night would be very different things for me. But there's a list for you. Okay, I gotta get the question back up. I think I'm gonna have to. Yep, I gotta log back into my computer. Okay. Question number 2. Other than the people, what 3 things do you miss the most from the U.S.? I don't know that I mean, I do kind of miss it, but in the States, you can go to like one store and get all the things, or they're pretty close together. So like I could go to the grocery store and then a home goods store, not necessarily home goods the store, but a home goods store. Because I don't shop at Walmart. I avoid Walmart for my own personal reasons. If you want to get into that, I will happily speak to you off camera about that. But I do not give Walmart my business. So I don't do like the super center where you have your groceries and your home goods stuff in one place, unless it's absolutely necessary and there's no other way around it. But in the States, they're like kind of close to each other, or there's multiple options. Here you go to the grocery store, you may be able to find things depending on the grocery chain, and then you have to go to another place that may be over here. If you want to find this, you have to go to this store. They also have malls here, which I do not like malls. Never liked malls. Never liked malls. I used to hang out in them as a teenager, but it wasn't like my go-to hangout spot, if that makes sense. So, convenience is one. I do miss that. The price of my bills, like electric bills and water bills and things like that, it's a lot cheaper in the U.S. A lot cheaper in the U.S. And what 3 things? Oh Lord. I don't know. I don't know about a third one. I'd have to think about it. Maybe come back to it. But because there's a beach here, there are cities here, there's all kinds of things to do and explore and see. So most of the things I can get here. I mean, even on base, one of my favorite things to eat is Taco Bell, and I can get that on base. They have one, so I don't eat it all the time, but I can get that here, so I'm okay. Okay, so I'll come back to the third thing maybe, but 3 or maybe 2B. Now that you've been in Sicily for over a year and traveled a little in Europe, is there any European things, ways, traditions that you'll be taking back or miss when you go? I don't know about European in general, but I know like there's just a relaxed way of being in Sicily, at least, that I'm very much trying to like slow down and get into. Things will happen when they happen. You can't rush them. Don't get impatient. And being in the U.S., everything is quick, and that's the convenience part. But it's also a lot like needing things done. Like paperwork has to be done. Hold on a second. being able to go through a drive-through, being able to get things quickly. You order something on Amazon, it's here right away. I mean, there's Amazon IT, so you can get things kind of quickly depending on what you need, but they don't have the same volume of things that like Amazon US has. And I can get things Amazon US, but it doesn't get here the next day or even in 3 days. It takes a couple weeks. But anyway, you know, I really appreciate the relaxed thing, and I think in time that'll be more apparent. It's not that way in all countries, though. Countries that I've been to, it's definitely not that way in all of them. But it's nice to just be able to relax your shoulders and feel okay on a regular basis. That is a nice feeling. And I'm getting there. Well, hello. I'm getting there. So thank you, Perp, for your questions. And since there were 3 of them and I'm about out of time on my camera, that's all I have time for right now. So I hope everyone is well and safe. And as always, be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella. Meow.